What's good, YouTube? I'm the Sneaker Simeon, and this week I bring you part 2 of my Air Jordan 1 collection. Starting off with the Royal Ones. This colorway was originally released in 1985 and has since retroed numerous times. This pair is from 2017. I was able to grab these at Foot Locker for retail price, which is $160. They come with black laces and a pair of extra royal laces, but I decided to throw on some white laces just because I like the way the white looks and just to make them a little different. The leather on these is a nice soft leather. It's two different leathers on this shoe. So the blue is one leather, as well as the collar. The collar seems to match the leather on the blue. And as you can see, in some places the blue is smooth, in other places the leather is tumbled. Now the black on the rest of the shoe is it's not as soft as the blue, and it's a little stiffer too. The toe area is nice and soft, just like the rest of the blue. And the swoosh, it's probably this swoosh is probably has the most tumble out of the whole shoe. Alright, let's move on to the next pair. And it's my pair of Celtic Air Jordan 1s from the 60 plus pack. The 60 plus pack consists of these and the black and red Air Jordan 1s. Now these, believe it or not, they sat. So they retailed at $225, but since they sat, I was able to grab them for $180. There's a lot of hype behind this shoe now. I don't understand why. But my theory is that the hype behind this colorway stems from the fragment ones. So it was after the fragment ones I've noticed that I was getting a lot more compliments on these. And before the fragment ones, no one really cared for these. No one paid attention to these. Again, they sat. No one bought them. So I believe that a lot of the hype comes from the fragments. I've also noticed that a lot of the black toe colorways have sold out after the fragments. The leather on this shoe is decent. It's not as good from what we get today, but it's decent. It's a little stiffer, but still soft. The swoosh on these are a nubuck. The leather on the toe area and the green is different from the leather on the side panel and the collar. The outsole, of course, is yellow from age. These did come out in 2009, 11 years ago, and I wear the shit out of them. You can see they're beat. I used to wear them to work. I used to be a bike messenger, and I wore them a lot to work. You can see where the pedal on my bike kind of dug into the outsole right there. The tongue right here, I don't know if you can see that. The date says April 20, 1986, 63 points. That's when Jordan scored 63 points on the Boston Celtics. Not long after the shoe released, there was a rumor going around that that date is inaccurate, but I'm not sure if that's true. But if anyone knows anything about that, feel free to comment. Another thing on the leather is I don't know if you can see that. Try to focus. The leather here is rounded instead of a nice clean cut. It's just like it's rounded in, which is different from your traditional Air Jordan 1s. The tongue on these have a Jumpman instead of the Nike. Sorry, I'm trying to focus here. And they have the Jumpman on the back. Now, the mid tops are usually the ones that put the Jumpman on the tongue. But I don't know where these fall under. If it's mid cut or high cut. Because although they are lower, they are technically lower than the high top. But when you compare them to a mid cut, I'm going to bring out a pair of mid cut that were featured in my last video. If you haven't seen my last video, go check that out. It's part 1 of my Air Jordan 1 collection. It's the gray and silver colorway from 2001. You can see that the green, the Celtic ones are actually a little higher than the mid cut. So they're lower than the high cut, but higher than the mid cut. So I don't know where they fall under. I'm gonna just call them high tops. But again, I don't know where these fall under. If you know, leave it in the comments. That next pair is the black and red Air Jordan 1, aka Bread, aka Banned. Even though we all now know that it wasn't really these that were banned, it was the Nike Airship. These pretty much have the same leather as these. Has the Jumpman on the back, Jumpman on the tongue. Also, you can see these are beat as well, because I also wore these to work back when I was a bike messenger. I wore a lot of my shoes when I was a bike messenger. I like beating up my shoes. I wear the shit out of them. I think they just look better when they're beat. It gives it more character. These came with extra red laces. The outsole, the midsole, of course, was white. They're now yellow. And the thing about the yellowing, I like when the shoe's yellow, especially when it's a Bulls colorway. Because I just like the way the yellow complements the red. I really like the way the yellow looks on sneakers. These yellow naturally. Most people like to artificially yellow them by either painting them or staining them. Most of my sneakers have yellowed on their own. I do have a pair that I painted, but I will share that with you in the future. So this concludes my Air Jordan 1 collection part 2. Tune in next week for part 3. Comment, subscribe, and like. And thanks for watching.